not like, wow, one day I wanna run this game. No, it's like, okay, I gonna see what interesting have these games, and I gonna
Mm-hmm.
do. This is my property right now.
Awesome.
I'm putting my TTRPG ideas.
All right, so we'll give Mental a few minutes to roll
Yeah,
in here. If he
Couple
doesn't
minutes,
show
yeah.
up, we'll just continue without him,
Okay.
because that was the initial intention.
by
Okay.
the way, I learned how to say the hard to say city of your country,
Oh, how do you spell it?
Minneapolis.
Oh, Minneapolis. You said it pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah.
It's super hard. It's
Trying to think of
like,
other ones. How about Albuquerque?
yeah, it's the most difficult
Another good
country
one.
you have. I spell it. It's the only one I know
Yep.
right now.
Here in...
Weird Al. Weird Al has a song about Albuquerque and how hard it is to spell.
Yeah.
Here in
Someone-
Massachusetts, we have a bunch of towns that are very hard to pronounce for some people who
Oh gosh,
aren't
yeah.
through the
Worcester.
area. Yeah.
Worcester. That one always killed me.
But it's spelled Worcester or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
Yep.
The funny thing here is, like, we have streets or place. It's called like a country.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know in what part have a street or a place called Vienna. Yeah, I don't know how to spell this. Like this city in Italy.
All right.
Someone show me the names of the cities in Canada, and I say it and say,
Well, Canada is
What?
mostly like French.
Yeah, there's a lot of French descent stuff.
oh
Quebec,
no,
France.
my enemies.
Your enemies? What are you talking about? The French are fine.
No,
I'm French Canadian. Did you know that?
oh no, sorry.
Dun, dun,
It's like
dun. The plot thickens.
the most hard language I try in my life.
The
Canadian,
fact that
no,
you know multiple languages is impressive enough already. Like I don't even
Oh, there he is.
I don't even
Okay.
know English half the time. What's up?
Alright,
French is hard. Hi, mental.
Nice.
started in work.
He's here. Let me stop my
Baldur's
music
Gate
for a
3 and lost track of time.
No problem.
French is hard.
Did the fireworks
Wow,
happen
you
tonight?
you
No,
stuff.
we ended up figuring it out last night and thought that it was going to be canceled, but it wasn't. So
Yeah.
It's
Hey.
funny.
we had a thunderstorm last night that could have resulted in another tornado because we've been having those in the area.
Oh
So
my God. No, thank you.
Oh no.
we've had 2 weeks where there's been 2 different storms that have produced tornadoes in 2 different parts of the state. So
That's crazy. We actually
Just-
had that happen up in the Northeast, like last year. We had a
yeah, I know you guys did,
crazy, like it never happens here.
right?
So
I never have a tornado, but I have the cheaper version of this one. Hercules.
yeah, there was a small tornado that hit in the town that I actually live in, and
Wow.
it was like luckily across the town, and it didn't last very long, but it took
Yeah.
down several trees and did a lot of damage to property in the area and stuff like that too. It's pretty crazy, but definitely not common to get tornadoes in New England.
You
Mhm.
don't have something like anti-tornadoes house?
No, well,
Uh,
like I said, that's not a common thing around here. We don't have tornadoes, so we wouldn't have something like that up here by nature. You know?
Right.
No, it's like ask an honest question. You have something to you have.
We do have storm shelters. Yep.
Yeah, we got storm.
At least up
shelters.
here we do.
Yeah, most houses have like some basement that can act as that too. But yeah, storm shelters
Yeah,
are
this-
still a thing too.
This thing you have under your house. It's like a.
It's a basement. I know what you're talking about.
It's a basement.
Or a
Yep.
cellar. Cellar might be what you
the
call it. I don't know.
basement.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what you call the sótano. Okay, this is a
Yeah.
new one.
Cellar with a C, not with an S.
Yes.
Yep.
I have the look. I
After letting
I
go.
have hair squares, and I live in a 18 floor to the
Mm.
Jesus, I don't know.
Yep.
I live
Apartment.
super high. Yes,
All right.
In a high rise. Yep.
yes.
Well, I'm gonna log out of my Baldur's Gate game here, and
We can
I'll
get
join you
started
guys here
once you get in.
momentarily.
Yep. We'll get started once you get into Foundry.
Ay, ay, ay.
In the
I
meantime,
forget.
I'll just provide a quick disclaimer for the people who may watch this or listen in from the internet. The game contains mature themes, all that fun stuff. Don't watch it if you're under 18.
Well, they can watch it
You can,
without being under 18, but you
You
have to have
can,
parents' permission.
yes,
but we're gonna say you to
because
parents.
there's lots of bad words and violence and death and maiming and pillaging, all sorts of fun stuff.
And we'll fuck you up.
That's right. So obviously Doc is not here tonight.
Whoa, this is different.
Yes,
Yes.
this is the new
Calendar
setup
update.
that we had from. Remember last month when or not last month, it was like a couple months ago
Uh-huh.
now when I tried updating it. They have finally added compatibility for the Vason module. So
Wow.
now we're on the new layout.
Super
And
clean.
it looks very clean.
It is. I love it actually. I'm glad that they finally got it.
Yeah. By the way, Shadow,
Mm-hmm.
I forget put my points of the last session, so he gonna go under
Mm.
under 11. What?
Yeah. So any points that you guys have right now, in terms of like spendable points, I would recommend doing it now, because this
Okay.
is in fact the last mystery of this campaign.
Oh yeah, probably should.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
no rush now, but sometime tonight or whatever before the next game, just make sure you spend those points. That way you're not just sitting on them.
Spent. Done.
All right.
Forget do Jace for this
Oh.
moment, but well,
Yeah, so Doc will not be with us tonight, which is fine. Let me just get my music going here. One sec.
okay, give me a moment. I'm gonna spend the last point to.
Yep. You do that. I'm gonna provide a recap for what happened last game. So the last time
Lindworm.
last time you guys had left old Hedvig's cottage and made your way deeper into the forest, and you found a big black iron gate, and behind it was a castle that had no windows, which was very strange. And then you were greeted by a handsome prince who was wearing a golden crown and blue robes. He looked the part of a prince, that's for sure. And you very quickly learned that he is not who he says he was, especially when you glimpsed the forked tongue he had. And you found that all these little people that have been working under him have been under his complete control through enchantment. And as soon as you called out the Lindworm and asked him to show his true form, all of that enchantment just dissolved in front of you, including the castle. And that was when the Lindworm had begun combat with you guys, and then you managed to make him go through 3 different fires, which is what ultimately killed the Lindworm, turning him to ash. And Kai, I believe... no, I'm sorry, not Kai. Jace, I think you said that you were keeping some of the ashes?
Ashes.
Okay.
Yes, from the Lindworm. I say this good.
Yep, it's... Here, I'll put it in Lindworm. Like that.
Oh, nice.
And so after you defeated the Lindworm, all of the people that were under the Lindworm's enchantment were suddenly just like regaining their consciousness and darted off into different directions into the forest, running away in terror, basically. And, oh yes, and Ira, who was also under the Lindworm spell, came in and attacked the Lindworm at the last second. And she was ultimately torn in half by the Lindworm, right in front of all of you, including Michaela. And then I think there was some point where they were negotiating whether Michaela could take the spot of Ira, and I don't think the Lindworm enjoyed that deal. Or he did, and then something happened. I can't remember. I don't know if you guys can fill me in on that one.
Yeah. I have idea for a small scene with this mood. Okay, we can come for the moment.
So we can just pick up real quickly right here. Basically right where you're standing out in the forest, and Michaela is standing right next to you. She's looking over the body of Ira, who's been torn in half, and there's just like entrails everywhere and blood, and the sheer look of terror on Ira's face is very apparent too. It was not a painless death, from what you can tell.
Okay.
And Michaela, as she's standing over the body, she starts to cry. And she just kind of keeps doing that. And for a moment, she just sits there and she says, "All right, we can go."
I can. Jay's gonna do something like with his magic thing. He gonna do in the super long a small illusion of the person who died. Sorry, his names is a bit wacky to remember to me.
Michaela?
And the one is cut in the half.
Oh, Ira. Here, I'll put
Ira,
it in
yes.
chat.
Yeah. Ira. I gonna do a small like illusion of her, like she disappear in the moment, and say like, "You saved me, thank you," and disappears. Yes.
So you're just creating some kind of an illusion to
Yes.
to let her say that. Okay.
Yes, to give her like a bit of energy to this.
So try to make her
Like-
feel better.
Yes.
Understood.
Yes.
Got it. She says, "Thank you. That helps.
Yeah.
We must be going now. We shouldn't linger long."
Jay's gonna do the question. Jace and the player have a big time. Say, well, you maybe can know when the Lindworm treasure are. It's, for a good cause, Jay. To save people, and we need know if the treasure of this horrible creature.
Mm-hmm.
They wanna steal the treasure of the Lindworm, but it's only things players know.
Right. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jace, so you pick up some of that Lindworm ash. As you look at it, though, it literally just looks like ashes, like from a fire. You can carry it with you, but I don't believe there'll be any magical properties to it.
They see the ashes and say, maybe bite the Lindworm and cook with fire. Gonna be a best idea to cook with fire and not eat it.
You can certainly
No.
keep it as a trophy.
Well, maybe someone gonna ask what this from.
Yeah,
and I'm
well-
gonna put it back.
Honestly, I mean, as a cool suggestion. If for some reason you want to change mementos, which you can do, you're welcome to change it to something like that. That's an option as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're gonna have it for the moment.
So
Ingrid would like to start shouting out to try and call to the people who ran off to come back so that we don't abandon them in the middle of the forest.
okay.
Trying to, in her probably not great way, reassure them that the creature is dead and we can guide them back.
Okay. Yeah,
to
so
civilization.
there's a few people that come reluctantly out of the forest. You know, they may have run off, but they did see what happened, and they're visibly terrified of what just happened. But they reluctantly exit the woods and walk towards you, Ingrid. And one of them says, "You can help me? Can you? Where are we?"
We are. She looks around a little bit, a little confused herself. We are somewhere northeast of Uppsala, but we have a guide who can help us return to the city. Who knows the path? She's the one who guided us here. She
Yep.
gestures toward Mikaela.
Yeah, so Michaela just kind of like looks at this person and waves, acknowledging that, hey, that's me. And does anybody else have anything?
And would
that they
enlist
wanna
any
say?
of their help to help bring the others, because otherwise we're out far from any civilization, and they may
I
just get
wanna-
lost and die here. So
That's very
but-
true.
I wanna help Ingrid with this thing to all the people start to run anywhere. Try to calm it. Find it and say, "Hey, go to this place," and try to review.
Well,
I don't know the
Aloy, I believe that Michaela is going to be the one to guide us all back to the city, anyways.
Yeah,
So
Michaela.
there's no point in us trying to garner more assistance to be able to help get us there.
Oh.
Michaela knows the
Oh.
way. She knows the way back.
Right.
Okay.
simply, I don't want to leave these people here.
Understood. Yep.
To,
So I mean,
Isolation in
the other
wilderness,
people can start calling out, but they're not exactly sure how many of them there were to begin with, considering everybody was just completely in a weird state of mind where they had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, we don't have to play out all the details, but she'll spend like a few minutes and
Yeah.
try and round up as many people as we can before we start to head back.
Yeah, we'll say that you managed to find quite a few people. Perhaps not all of them, but definitely some. And all right, so does anybody have anything else they want to say before they make the journey back to Uppsala?
Nope.
I have
I do
nothing.
not.
Okay. We can fast forward past this. You can say goodbye to Michaela if you'd like, because this will be the last time you speak with her, at least in this campaign.
Okay.
And so it's about several days of walking out of the forest before you finally emerge out into Old Uppsala village, where you originally met Michaela at the Royal Mounds. And the sun is still up in the sky, despite it being fairly late in the evening. Summertime in this area, the sun stays out a little bit longer in the evening. And so we'll say that Michaela goes her separate way, and you guys make your way back to Castle Gillenkrutz. And so that is the official end of that particular mystery. So now, go ahead.
Yes, Jay's gonna say before all this adventure and for end this part of this Mister gonna say, well, we never gonna back to this celebration you do in for the
Oh, that's right.
some
You
of
guys,
the spring.
you guys missed out on Valborg because you got stuck doing this weird stuff.
I had more fun doing this weird stuff than Valborg.
That's Valborg's supposed to be the time when all the college students get drunk and make out with everybody, but this is far more important work, obviously.
If
Yeah.
you if
We did
you
get a
don't
good meal
have
from that witch.
You
So.
did several meals.
We did get a very good meal.
Yep. And
no,
yeah, I know that Jace is reluctant to try any food from an old lady. He made that perfectly clear. But Kai, on the other hand, he's like, food, I'll take it, sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Seriously?
it was
Ingrid was
mysteriously
kind of in between.
it was mysteriously invigorating, which was pretty cool. But something tells me you won't be eating food like that in a little while. For a little while. Anyways.
Maybe not.
Yeah, so we're gonna fast forward a couple months. It is now August, and you guys are sitting at Castle Gillencrutz, finally enjoying some peace and quiet. You're probably sitting in, the breakfast room, or perhaps maybe the study, sitting by a fire, just, reading or going over notes, perhaps, or just relaxing, having some you time. What is everybody doing right now?
Studying recent advances in medical science.
Nice.
That's what Ingrid's up to.
Okay. If you'd like, you can create an
Read up on the medical
advantage for
journal.
that. This
Do a what?
You can create an advantage with that if you'd like for the next semestery. If you want to give yourself +2 to medicine for that.
Okay.
I would say I picked up I'm gonna actually. So I have a request about picking up a handgun and learning how to shoot it.
Sure. Yeah, so we can do that. Let me just pull up my item list here. Hang on a sec. Equipment and ranged weapons. Okay, so you said you wanted a pistol?
Yes, but yes, that would work. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. So, one sec. Just need to check a couple of things. All right. Just finding my information here. Bear with me for a minute, guys. Sorry. Okay. Kai, go ahead and roll me manipulation, please.
Okay.
Oh, alright, no problem. Sadly, there's no revolvers available to you right now. However,
Well, what do we have available?
Well, the way that purchasing equipment happens is that you just say, hey, I want to try and buy this, and then you roll to see if it's available.
Okay.
So, basically, you could go with... you could always go for, like, a rifle or a musket or something like that, or even a bow or something, but... yeah, you basically just roll, and you have to make the success to see if it's available in the first place, and then you can purchase it.
Crossbow.
Right.
Ooh, a crossbow. That would actually be kind of fun.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to try and roll manipulation one more time.
It almost flipped.
I saw that. It was all right.
Oh,
No crossbows available.
Alas.
That's all right.
that's okay.
Don't you already have, like, multiple weapons?
I have a dagger and a rapier
Yeah, that's
at the
right.
moment.
Okay. Well, that's not. I can tell you this. There's gonna be other opportunities to find a weapon.
Okay. No, and I totally understand that. I was trying to figure out is there a way to like
If you wanted to practice with a ranged
imbue
weapon,
like in tune like my weapons with like a magical ability?
No, not here.
Okay. Just figured I'd ask.
Nope. Yeah, magical
you can
weapons are
train with
in
them.
this game, but they are very rare, and they also often do not come from humans. They come from Vaesen.
Totally understand that. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I was just trying to figure out ways
You can train with a weapon though, which will give you +2 on one roll with that weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As your
Which
advantage.
do we know what we are?
Oh, you know what? Kai, I just did something wrong. For your revolver, instead of rolling manipulation, just go ahead and roll the number of dice that's equal to your resource value. That was my mistake.
Oh my god, I have to roll 9 dice.
Well, that's better than.
True.
So
4,
yeah, just roll. You can type that into the chat too. Just do like /R and then space 1d9.
1d9.
Sorry, 6 9
1d or 9d6.
9d6. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
And it's within the Foundry. It'll work, or do I have to do it within like our D&D stuff or
you can do it in Foundry.
Discord?
Yeah. So right in the chat box. That was my mistake. I'm sorry.
That didn't work.
Oh, you got to do /R.
Not /R.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
And
We're off to a rollicking good start.
Are you
Not a
freaking
single
kidding me?
Oh, no.
Shocking.
Does anybody else want to try and get a weapon?
Yes, I'm gonna say this. If I can try have a good weapon.
You could try for a rifle.
Yeah.
You want to.
Something like a sword or
So,
you know.
Do you want a melee weapon or a ranged weapon?
A melee. I don't know how to spell it. Sorry.
Melee, yeah.
Melee. Yeah.
Hang on, let me see if I can just put this in the chat. I don't know if this will work or not.
I'm gonna save my iconic. If something happens, I'm gonna save my iconic.
I'm gonna test something here. This is just me. This is just me testing something. Actually, I suppose I could just do it to myself, but whatever. Perfect. You can roll resources. If you click on your character sheet, instead of clicking on the number where the number is, click on the word, and you can just roll your resources.
Yeah, that's
Really?
So.
Watch this.
Ba-boom.
Now I get a success.
There you go.
You know what,
Now
Kai?
you can buy a rifle.
You know what, Kai? I'm gonna give that to you. You can have a pistol.
Sweet.
All right, and
Hey, now we'll both have pistols.
I think that in exchange, I know that Jace wanted a melee weapon. Perhaps you could.
I'll give him the dagger.
A dagger or the rapier.
Yeah. I have a plan with the rapier, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Nice. All right, so.
Oh, I can see why you would want a one-handed ranged weapon. Then, yeah, I can.
So, Jace, give me a sec, and I will take the dagger and stick it in your player sheet. 1 sec.
I need to roll something.
Nope. Kai is gonna give you his because he just got his revolver.
Yay,
So now you have a dagger. 1 sec. And so I'm gonna put that there. And let's add your. Oh, you already have a knife and a dagger.
Yes, but I wanna have a big sword.
You have a knife and a bayonet already. I mean, you're welcome to try for a different weapon if you like.
Yes, I wanna have a big weapon.
Like a sword or something, or
Yes.
okay.
Uh,
Okay, so go ahead and roll me the resources. So just click on the little resources name underneath your number there, and that should roll the dice.
okay. Oh,
Hey, look at you. All right, so
nice.
all right, so we'll say that yeah, you got it. There's either a sword or a saber. It doesn't matter which. They both do the same damage. It's just a different name.
Saber.
Saber. Got it. Okay.
Some fancy.
And one sec. Let me just get you that. And would Ingrid like to try and find a new weapon?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. She has her pistol, which is enough, and she doesn't have really any capability to use melee weapons. So
Got it.
she is very weak.
So a saber is curved versus a sword that is straight.
Yep. No difference in damage though. It's,
No.
They don't even like give it a separate entry for an item. It's either sword or saber. That's what they call it. So, anyways, now that you guys are ready and prepped, at least weapons-wise, we have Ingrid, who created her advantage with medicine. Is anybody else looking to do anything specific to create an advantage for themselves in this next mystery?
Maybe.
Well, I did just get a pistol, so
You said you wanted to learn it, right? So why
Right.
don't you take some time to practice with your revolver, and you can give
Yep.
yourself a +2 advantage to range combat.
Okay,
How's that sound?
sounds good to me.
Okay. And Jace, what are you doing?
Yeah. First of all, with this saber, Jace first off in his room gonna put oil in this weapon. Like, this worked the last time, and first we do. And maybe this work again, and it like fire sword if for the problems.
Mm-hmm.
And when he do this, say like, well, when this ends, I promise I give you my body. When this ends,
Are you talking to the Revenant inside you?
I gonna say the revenant. I forget the name. Sorry.
The Revenant.
Yeah, my revenant. Gonna say, I maybe we can talk about
sorry.
this. We can talk about this. I don't wanna lose the control of my body. Oof, but we do trial. Well, it's
It's actually spelled that
a
way.
deal.
Sorry.
We do a deal. If you give me this, you take a part of me. But if the things put bad and my life is in his last moments, you have the control. I think we can make a new deal with these new rules.
You don't
Can
hear
you allow-
anything while you're saying this, but he is making himself known to you. You can see your skin, it's starting to change a little bit. Like you can see almost like an ethereal being that's like kind of emanating off of your body, almost like an aura of sorts. So you don't hear him talking, but you definitely acknowledge the fact that he or it is agreeing with you.
Sorry, not gonna do the evil law. I can do this. Say, yes, we finally have a good point together. Let's make magic and Who knows? Maybe I can give you more control if the thing is put better.
Sounds
I will
good.
love when JC's finally to put oil in this saber.
So with that, I want to say that you're probably going to take a +2 advantage for manipulation this time.
Nice.
Because you're definitely you're in control of the situation with
Yes.
this thing, and it seems to be on board with what you're saying.
Jace graduated of Ghostbusters. Yeah,
All
this
right.
is all I do.
Okay. So as you're all just kind of hanging out in the breakfast room here and doing your thing, there's a knock at the door, and the butler, he rushes out the front door, and after a moment or two, he comes back, and he's holding a letter in his hand. It's unopened at this point in time, and he hands it to you. Whoever's closest. Who wants to take the note?
I'll take the note.
Okay. So the butler hands you the note, Kai, and you open it up, and let me just pull that up for you. And this is what you see inside. Do you guys all see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Dear esteemed
Mhm.
Sir, Madam, you are cordially invited to the official opening of the Research Center of the Abisko Mine, hosted by Svea Mining Corporation in conjunction with Uppsala University. Join us for an evening of erudite discourse and intellectual exchange as leading experts in the field of mining and geology share their insights and knowledge. The event shall encompass a stimulating demonstration of our latest discoveries, insightful discussions, and ample opportunities for networking among esteemed professionals and academic luminaries. Your presence at this gathering of intellectual minds shall be greatly cherished. With utmost anticipation and admiration, we remain, yours respectfully, Carl and Sigrid Magnuson, Svea Mining Corporation. And behind the letter, Kai, you see 4 tickets, and they appear to be first-class tickets on a train. And you notice that the tickets are basically like a round trip from Uppsala all the way up to Abisko, which is where you're going. And if anybody would like to roll learning, you can find out where Abisko is exactly.
Yeah, I gonna ask this. I gonna roll learning.
Yeah, anybody who wants to roll learning can learn where Abisko is.
Ooh.
Oof.
Ouch.
That's sad. It's there we go.
Whoa.
There's one. Success.
Yeah. She'll defer to Kai. Kai is the most learned in this area, at least.
That's right. So Abisko is located at the very far north of Sweden. It's actually one of the closest towns until you reach Norway. And Abisko, you guys would know this because everybody who lives in Sweden has heard of the Laponian Gate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very unique rock formation, or not rock formation, a mountain formation. It almost kind of looks like a U shape. And if you're curious how that looks, you can look at the episode image that I set up, because that's basically a picture of it. And so yeah, that is where they have set up shop. But your tickets are first class, which is nice. So Sigrid must like one of you guys.
Ooh.
Not Ingrid.
Wait. Steve.
Not Ingrid. She purses her lips in annoyance, but then it's like,
I would
need to
say
look and
by
see
this
what they're
point,
doing, because I don't
I would
trust
say,
them.
I would definitely say by this point, I have established myself as some sort of. I would have gotten a job at this point as like a teacher at the university
Mm-hmm.
of sorts, to be able to assist in further understanding of everything going on at the school with the or the university.
Yeah, so the university is actually working closely with Svea Mining Corporation.
Mhm.
You kind of hear this through the grapevine. It's very secretive work. You're not sure of what exactly is happening there, but you know that the university is somewhat involved in this. But it's all top secret information, basically.
Which, go figure. But I mean,
Yeah,
you never know.
yeah. But you do know that, that they have their hands in this somehow.
Mhm.
You're just not sure how. And as to get back to the original, Abisco is. Let me just. Oh, it's already activated. So
Oh, it's a bee. Okay.
Abisco right here. So it's like literally right up on the Norway line, pretty much. It's like the northernmost town in Sweden, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And how did you say the mountain range again?
Laponian.
Pony.
I'll type it in. I just gotta make sure I got the spelling right, because I don't remember.
Sigurd is this a person to
There we go.
arrive with 6 man, 6 guards in our basement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, bad news.
Wait, what was the question? What's
Yeah, I
bad
don't.
news?
If Sigurd is this blonde, blonde woman to spawn in our castle.
No, the woman Sigrid, you mean?
Yes.
Do you remember her from when you met, when you guys did the Hope Before the Fall? Sorry, it's Sigrid.
Okay.
Sigrid Magnusson. She's the blonde lady that she co-owns the Svea Mining Corporation.
He was the one that gave us that presentation at the last time we were at the university,
Yes.
if you remember
Okay.
correctly.
Let me get
So she was the one that basically like used the gem that like was studying the gems that were being used.
That's her.
If I remember correctly.
Ace is like, okay, this person is bad news, but we can go and maybe we come back with this stone.
Mm-hmm. So
Nobody.
let's see. Let me just pull up my stuff here. So Kai, with your successful learning as well, not only do you know that the Laponian Gate is right up there, that's also a national park, which is very strange that a mining corporation would be setting up shop in a national park.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so does anybody else have anything that they'd like to do before we get started with travel?
Yeah,
So-
Jace is. Sorry.
For reference, we're talking about the Laportan, correct?
Yeah, that's
okay.
a Swedish name, but Laponian
Yep,
I think
okay.
is like the English translation, I guess.
Oh, yes, it is. I had to look it up because I wasn't sure where exactly. That's why I asked for the spelling earlier.
Yeah, it's actually called Laportan, though. Yes,
Okay. Okay.
that's the Swedish name.
Okay.
Okay.
Jace.
Is-
Yeah, sorry.
What are you doing, Jace? Go ahead.
Yes, Jace is like, okay, maybe this something bad gonna happen. Uh, Jace is like, have a small bag. Say, we maybe need. I think we can go. We can see what happens, and if we can stole this green stone to, you know, kills or put super bad the bisons, we think it's gonna be a good travel. I don't trust in this person, and most probably we're gonna have a eye in front. We're gonna be vigilant
Yep.
because we are his enemies, public enemies of the
Probably.
mining.
Yeah.
So, just so we're on the same page, Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Abisko National Park wasn't established until 1909.
Right. Okay.
So,
Got it.
technically, there could have been a mining activity prior, but
Okay.
that's just a quick looking up, Googling thing. But sorry to interrupt.
No problem. All right. So if everybody's done, I'm gonna say that Avery is probably gonna prepare himself an advantage as well. I think that Avery is probably gonna want to. Well, he's already got a pistol and a knife. Everybody's got a gun. You guys are crazy. I'm gonna say that Avery is probably gonna take some time to maybe hit a punching bag or something like that, and give.
I would say that he's upset because he has to go to on a first class train again.
I know it's such a rough life for Avery
Because he can't be dirty.
with all his teenage angst and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we'll say that I'm gonna give him a +2 to close combat as well. But yeah, we'll say he's hitting the bags because he's upset because he's got to take another bath, and yeah. All right. So
This time it's not as difficult to get him to go take one though.
well, it helps when there's nobody there to argue with you.
Well, I mean, at the same time, I think that at this point, Doc is kind of just in agreement that she's gonna stop fighting on it, but
That sounds
who
good.
knows?
Yeah. All right. So we can fast forward to the next morning. Now that everybody's prepared, they got their new weapons. The following morning, when you guys wake up, it's bright and early. It is a lovely, beautiful summer day, and you make your way to the central station in Uppsala. And you've been here before. It's a very large, kind of like track that kind of leads off in a couple different directions now. As a matter of fact, Svea Mining Corporation was one of the people that have had some play in how the train tracks have been built, because the train that you will be boarding happens to be on its own special tracks going straight north to Abisko. Or not all the way to Abisko, but pretty close to it. And these tracks were developed specifically to assist with Svea Mining Corporation and transporting goods and things like that. However, the train that you come across here is quite luxurious. As a matter of fact, it's very similar to the one that you guys were on when you were heading back from Bergen. It's a very nice train. And so let's see. Yeah, the train ride itself is going to be, I think, about a couple days. 3 days, as a matter of fact, I think. It's about 3 days of travel before you guys actually make it there. It's really kind of unremarkable countryside. It's just constant forests, and occasionally you come across rivers that are flowing past you, and they're, you know, sometimes little streams, but it's always just trees everywhere, and it's very very deep in the forest. Like, you can tell that these tracks were pretty new and they still haven't, like, completely cleaned everything up yet. And
Okay.
yeah, so the rest of the train ride's pretty slow, to be honest. It's really not much happening. You guys don't have like a private room this time around, though. It's just like nice seats, and the seats are like nice and velvety, and you know, there's good food on the train, and there's coffee and tea. First class is like definitely a step above where you were the last time. So this is a pretty luxurious train.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Jace
so after, oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, Jace is like, well, this is why we deserve to be. Jace say this in low voice. Technically, the saviors of these lands, but we know we can say this, but you know. And Jace like super chill
Mm-hmm.
in
Just
this
enjoying
place.
the train. Got it.
Yes.
Is anybody else doing anything?
Just kind of hanging out, enjoying the train ride.
All right. Oh, I forgot to mention, did you guys want to bring Amanda with you?
Might be a
Okay.
good idea.
Yeah,
If she
Fulgen
wants
asked-
to come,
She's like,
she was put
"Wait!"
in
Yeah.
the asylum by what's her name? So
yeah, Amanda's like,
by the
I am
Svea
here.
Mining Group. So maybe she's out for revenge. You know.
That
could
could
be.
be fun. All right, so we'll say that Amanda's with you guys too. I completely glossed over that. Sorry. And I wouldn't say personal revenge. Amanda's not that type of person. I think she's
Justice, maybe. She wants to
Probab-
see them brought to justice for the things they've done.
Yeah, I think justice is a
Expose
good,
them.
better word.
There we go. She's an
Yeah.
investigative reporter. She wants to expose their corrupt dealings.
That is what she does. She is an investigative
Nice.
reporter, so hopefully this
She
will...
enjoys doing it.
So let me...
Oh well, I remember Amanda is the experiment of the mining company.
What about the mining company?
Amanda is the experiment
So,
of the mining company.
yeah, Svea Mining Company was funneling people that they didn't like into the asylum, and Amanda Lawrence was one of them. So
Yeah, I don't
she-
think she want.
she got subjected to a lot of torturous methods, and she was far gone for quite a while, and then thanks to that green stone that Ingrid had, it managed to bring her back. If you're
I am like,
Which she then had made into a brooch.
I see her and say, "Don't worry, all gonna be okay." In something bad happens, Jace is like, you know, you can use a knife, and I do the say like you can stop the if the things put hardcore, you can use violence.
Amanda says, "Well, thank you, Jace. I appreciate that. But I'm not looking to fight anybody. I just want to see justice. I want justice for everybody that's had to suffer."
Well, it's okay. This is like, oh, we can stop people, only monsters.
No, you'll stop people too, I'm sure. Don't worry. Not just monsters.
Ah, okay, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember this one.
this game isn't all just monsters. There's other people too. Some of the people are worse than the monsters are.
Okay,
Yeah, it's kind of how it goes.
Yep. So, anyways, after about 3 days of travel, you finally arrive at a little station, and you've arrived in a little town called Karuna. And I'll spell that too for you. Hang on a sec. Just like that. So, unlike the winter months in Sweden, where it's dark constantly, now you're in summer months, which means that the sun is almost out all the time.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, except when you want to go to sleep.
yeah, and that's the problem. You guys arrived pretty late in the evening. However, there's still a lot of people that are just out eating and drinking despite the late hour.
Yeah.
So, this is...
Rooms with heavy, heavy curtains.
Yep. So...
I remember it well.
That's right.
Personal
And-
experience.
Oh, you've done that?
Yeah, no, yeah, I grew up in Fairbanks, Alaska, so pretty far north.
Oh, wow. That must have been quite
Yeah.
the experience, having to try and sleep with the light like that. That's crazy. I would...
Did you guys
And-
launch
and-
cars off of a hill in Fairbanks, Alaska?
What's that?
I watched a thing every 4th of July. There's a thing that some people do in Alaska where they launch cars off of a hill because they can't do fireworks.
I was unaware of that, but yeah, there's not really much of a fireworks celebration because
The only
it
thing
never
I
gets
know-
light enough to see them. So,
Mhm.
but they have a really good one for New Year's.
I would imagine so.
Can we just launch the
Okay,
cars
good.
off cliffs? That sounds like fun, though.
It does.
I guess, but I don't know. It seems a little weird. Nothing I had ever heard of. So
That's definitely something America would do, is just launch cars off of a cliff, you know?
yeah,
Yep.
I
mhm.
in Alaska, it is a place the sun never spawn. It's like eternal night.
Yep. It's different when you're above the, the Arctic Circle, right? So,
Mhm.
the sun definitely behaves differently, and so does the moon. But I've never experienced it. I've always been really curious, but I feel like I would probably hate it. Like, I want to go to bed and it's daylight.
I'm sure they have blackout curtains.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. No, the actual worst part was a mosquito would get into your room.
Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Lots of
So,
mosquitoes. Anyway,
you guys arrived in the late hour. Everybody's still out eating and drinking. As you get off the train, you see a stagecoach that's waiting for you there. You see a little man. He's probably like late 50s, and he's got like a... It's like a kind of like a traditional fancy attire for a stagecoach type of guy, and he's holding a sign that says Castle Gillenkrutz on it. So, as you approach, he grabs all your bags and he puts them on the coach. And you notice now that the temperature's starting to cool, and as you're getting onto the stagecoach, Jace, you can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched again.
This is like well, one maybe, but two. It's like I can see something. It's like okay,
Yeah.
this
So
this
as
start to
you're approaching the inn where you're going to be staying this evening, the stagecoach is bringing you there, by the way. So you'll be staying here this evening, and then you'll be taking the stagecoach the rest of the way to Abisko in the morning. So as you're on approach to the inn, Jace, when you get this feeling, you kind of glance past the inn into the dark forest, and you swear you can see like a dark figure standing there watching.
they see this and it's like funny.
And what's also very weird is you also, as I had mentioned before, the temperature started getting a little colder. You also notice that the mist starts to rise from the ground, and that everything around you is just completely still and quiet. It's almost like nature knows that it's nighttime, even if the sun doesn't know. But it's just very eerie, especially when you pair that with the feeling of being watched.
Jay see this view and I say, I hope you can have something with this giant of the cold. And if you know, Jay's like, see with his creepy eyes and say, it touch me and we're gonna have problems. And it's like, okay. He back with the rest of the team is like, okay, I don't wanna see more.
All right. So
If I don't see it, not exist.
that's right. If I can't see it, it's not there.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So on approach to the inn, as you finally reach the inn, it's a small building. It's modest. It's pretty. It looks pretty comfortable though. It appears to be kind of like almost like a double family house, so like you guys would just be sharing a room up above. But it's a very small inn. But it's already been bought and paid for, which is nice. The man that you were riding with, who was driving the coach, mentioned that Svea Mining Corporation has paid for all of this.
Kind
Yeah,
of sitting
people-
in the carriage as we're like, I'm thinking to myself, something's fishy here.
Yeah, you guys are getting a lot of handouts from these guys. It just seems off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys make your way inside, and you're carrying your bags with you, of course. And you, there's a older woman who greets you, and she says, "Welcome. You must be from Castle Gillenkrutz.
Yep.
Well, it's a
Yes.
pleasure to have you. Please, upstairs, and you'll find your room on the left.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you need anything, please let me know."
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So again, it's pretty late tonight already, so you guys are dead tired, I'm sure.
Yep.
Travel does that, yeah.
Okay. So we'll say that you all are weighed down by your tiredness with this weird weather. Not weird weather, but like the sun blasting into your face all the time, and it's hard to tell what time of the day it is anymore unless you have a watch or something. But you turn in for the evening, and
Another weird aspect. The sun is always low in the sky.
that is weird.
Yeah.
I
So it's
look at my pocket watch
Yep.
yes,
just to like confirm what time it is. I'm just like,
yes,
yep, time for bed.
It's about midnight, I would say. And it's not long before, after you guys fall asleep, that you're awoken by something.
Wait.
And let me just...
Sorry.
What's up?
By the way, I say, Kai and Ingrid, I see this shadow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine if you want to mention that and talk to him about it.
Yeah, it's like I explain this shadow and say, well, when this appears, it all start to put cold. It's like, I hope this giant not wanna end business with we.
Did you
It's
say
like
giant?
Yeah, the cold giant.
Oh, the Lady of the Cold.
This name, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, this one.
Gotcha.
This
Okay.
like, I don't know, but it's strange. 2 times happens.
Yeah, and it only seems to happen to you, which is even weirder.
Yeah, Jay says, say, okay, something bad happens.
Does anybody have anything to respond with, or are we just gonna go to the next scene here?
Taking notes and making sure I understand everything, and then we can go to the next scene.
Got it. So, yeah, it's not long after you guys fall asleep that you're awoken. And let me get some different music. Scary music. Because when you wake up, you can feel a presence in your room. And it seems like all four of you, including Avery and Myuu, are all awoken at the same time. And in the corner of the room, you see an unnaturally tall person. And it's standing, just staring at you. And she's wearing a white nightgown, but it's very dirty. And the facial features do not match something that appears human.
Okay, I was about to say, are we getting an episode of The Ring right now?
No, not quite. But what's funny?
Sorry.
No, that is a creepy ass movie, though. Oh my god, that movie scared the shit out of me. Anyways, so yeah, on closer look, she's not moving, and she's staring at all four of you. As you observe a little closer, you can't help but make some connections that maybe this might be Lisa. Because you can see her dark brown hair, but her brown eyes have been replaced by black pools of just black. And her jaw is unnaturally wide. And as you're noticing all this, you hear her speak, and she whispers to you, "Help me."
Jeez. Happens.
Yeah.
And
It's possible. Ingrid is going to try and not like react or like sit up and shake. She's just gonna like try and open her eyes, slits, and just try and examine like the features and pick out whatever detail she can, and like ready to do something. Like imagine she's gripping her pistol from underneath your pillow, but
Okay.
isn't otherwise reacting.
Right, so she's not reacting whatsoever. The only thing that she says or whispers is, "Help me."
oh,
You can try to make an attempt to communicate with her.
I'm gonna just
Well,
nod.
let's see. She's the one who killed our friend and stole his green gem and then sicked undead Peachable on us, so doesn't seem too friendly. But so Ingrid's just gonna examine for now.
Okay. And Kai, what were you doing?
I'm just going to respond and ask, why?
So, as you ask her that, you can see her face change a little bit. Almost like her humanity is slowly coming back to her face. It returns to a normal form, and her eyes become their natural brown color again. Almost like she shrunk a little bit, too, so clearly something's going on here. And back in her normal voice, she says, "After what happened, I realized I could not contain it anymore. This monster inside me. It's longing for something." And she pauses for a moment. And
Before she continues, I'm going to ask, ask one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask, but you killed our friend? Why would we help you then?
And she
The shade.
responds, she says, I realized I could not contain it anymore, the monster inside. The green stone helped. I could control it with I can control the monster with it, but eventually it weakened, and whatever was inside me, it seems to be bound to this. And she pulls out the green stone that she had stolen from Franzibald. And she says, we both seem to be bound by it, me and this monster. When your friend was carrying it, I was blinded. I could not stop it. And now, in a different voice completely, she yells, the madness here must be stopped. Almost like in her voice that you heard when you were in the Viking stone formations. Almost that of like the Viking shield maiden. And then...
Oh, so okay. Thank you, Shadow.
Yep.
Not gonna lie, I forget for a moment who is talking. Sorry, too much
Yeah.
name.
No problem. So Lisa regains her control for a moment, but she's very weak. And Kai, she looks at you, and she says, I need your help. The mine is in the north. I must go there to fulfill my task, whatever it is.
We will be there shortly, within a day.
Just be at the mine. I will be there when you're ready. And then she turns into a incorporeal form and just essentially darts out the window.
Oh. Well.
Well,
Because revenants can do that.
oh, they say, I can't do this. This is cheat.
Yeah.
And
So you're not sure exactly what kind of help she needs, but when the time is right, she'll probably find you.
Yup.
Okay.
Huh. Well.
So definitely,
I guess.
definitely creepy stuff happening there.
Yep.
And not soon after that conversation with Lisa, you fall asleep. And the next day, you guys awake in the morning, and it's quite early, actually, as a matter of fact, when you wake up. Do you want to do anything before you guys reach your next destination?
Maybe just compare notes about what we'd seen and
Yep.
what we thought
Go for
this
it.
Lisa person is up to. Why do you suppose she's asking for our help now? She seemed to be not particularly friendly the previous two times we encountered her. Well, in the church, I suppose, but after that, when she killed Franzibald, that was not friendly. And when she sicked those undead on us, also not friendly.
Yeah, Jace is like, okay. So maybe you're gonna have a big problem. Follow her. Most probably we're gonna be in big problems because she is, of course, she not help, and she only spawned to put the things more hard. So most probably she gonna have something so big, and maybe this is why she is bound to ask our help. I don't know. Most probably. This is like in in the moment this happens, it's like uh, uh, bad news.
I look to both of the women in the room, not just at Ingrid, and just say, "Well, what do you think we should do?"
I think that Avery, at this point, would probably just be on board with helping in any way possible. She'll probably just, or Doc will just say something along those lines. I feel like Avery would do that.
Well, it's certainly worth investigating. And if she's opposed to the Svea Mining Company, then and perhaps there's at least some sort of alliance to be made. The mystery still is whatever this green gem is about. This seems to be the crux of the conflict. So we need to get at that anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
These stones have something. All happens because this someone have these stones. Find these stones. Maybe principal is in something we never know. Maybe this is something gonna put worth for more we know. And this is all Kat and Jay say.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything?
Nope, I am all for helping and doing what we need to.
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys have a temporary ally at least, and she wouldn't have
Until
come
they
for
turn
you
on
for
us.
help.
Yeah, she must be desperate.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So
'Kay.
the following morning, when you guys prepare to leave, it's very early, and there's a stagecoach that's waiting outside for you again. And let me just get some different sounds here. Let's get you guys some stagecoach stuff. Let's do that. And
Stagecoachy.
yeah, I got our horse buggy, and let's see. So you guys are going to be traveling through the forest, basically. It's like a carved-in path into the forest towards Abyssco.
Mhm.
So let me get you some forest stuff too. All right. One sec. Excuse me. Okay.
Yep.
So, the last leg of your journey is only several hours long, and you're traveling through a pretty well-beaten road on your carriage there, and going through the forest. It's pretty quiet, and that's when, after a little while, you come into a clearing, and that is when you start to see your destination. Off in the distance, you can see massive mountain ranges, and just below those mountain ranges, you can see what looks like a mine, or a mining area, at least. And let me give you guys a different map. Hang on a sec. I think that's this one. Yep. Okay. Okay. So,
Ooh.
yeah, when you
Nice.
arrive here, we're gonna say that you come in from probably right down here. Okay. So right in front of you, you can see a massive factory area, and to the right of it is a really, really big crater. It, from what you can tell, it looks like it may have been like an old mine that's no longer being used. You don't even see like mining equipment down there anymore. However, if you look further north, there appears to be a new mine. And you guys are traveling along down the road. It's a pretty sophisticated area. It's not much to look at, but everything appears to be brand new. Like, this is a pretty new setup. And let me just turn the music down. This is like really loud all of a sudden. I don't know why. Oh god. There we go.
I can say something.
Yep.
Jay
Oh, this place looks
say,
familiar.
Jay's gonna say, well, first of all, we need find the church and kill the priest. This happened the first time.
Yeah. No, this is a much more dystopian looking mine, and
Ah,
it's just swirling with dust, and you can't even see the sun. It's basically, it's there, you know it's there, but there's just like a ring of dust in the air that's just surrounding and choking everything. And as you guys finally arrive, you're passing, well, sorry, not arriving yet, but you're passing some factories where they appear to be, you know, mining the ore and processing it and things like that. And then you go probably, oh, you take a left here, and on your right side, you can see a brand new facility, and it's a rather boring looking building on the outside. It's got brick walls. It looks brand new, by the way, and the windows are very tall and iron looking. And behind the facility, you get a nice view of the Laponian Gate.
nice.
And the stagecoach eventually stops right in front of the building, and he rolls up like right to these nice stone steps, and he stops. Hang on a sec. We'll keep the forest music, I guess. And as you reach the entrance, there's a short old man who is ready to greet you. And let's see. One sec. He looks rather stern, by the way. As you're getting out and you're bringing your bags in and stuff like that, the old man, he looks at you, he says, "From Castle Gillenkrutz, eh?"
Yep.
Yes.
And he's like, "Follow me, please." And he introduces
Yes,
himself.
sir.
He introduces himself. He says, "My name's Bankston." And but
Nice to
beyond
meet
that,
you.
you as likewise. Beyond that, he doesn't say much. He's a rather quiet man, but he says, "Follow me, please." And he leads you inside the facility. And as you're walking through the threshold, you notice a sign up above the doorway that says "Gratite Veritas Naturae," which means truth through grace of God and through nature. And if you remember correctly, this was the motto of the Uppsala University.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I hope we. A lot of rich people are in this thing.
Yeah, not everybody's arrived yet, so you're not sure who's going to be here just yet. But he encourages you to follow him, and he leads you up several flights of stairs onto the roof of the building. And as you come out into the opening of this building, he points out behind onto the ground below. And he's pointing at a very large metal cylinder that's in the middle of this mine. And obviously behind it, you see the beautiful Laponian gate. And Bankston says, "She's nice, isn't she?" And he looks at the mountain formation as he's saying this. And he says, "The new people in town have come to refer to her as the Lost Mountain because of what happened 10 years ago. As if a mountain can be lost. They don't know that that formation has been there for millions of years. Lots of idiots around here, if you ask me. But nobody ever does." And he kind of grunts as he says that last sentence. Does anybody have anything they want to say?
Nope. For the
Nope.
moment, JC's like,
So, why do they call it lost? Did they only find it 10 years ago?
Well, I'm not really sure, to be honest. That's just what they refer it to as. And
How long has the mine and the factory been here then?
let's see. We've been here about, I would say, 10 years now. But a lot of the equipment's pretty new. Once the Magnusons moved in, they upgraded everything, and now we have the latest and greatest of all the equipment. And
are all the miners happy now? She smiles, slightly sardonically.
Bankston's not really sure how to respond to that. I'm not sure what you mean, but I think so.
yes.
All right.
When the conference doesn't start until what, tomorrow? The next day?
Comes
I don't
tomorrow.
suppose we could arrange for a tour or
Absolutely.
something?
Yes, I can set that up for you. Let me show to your rooms, and I will have somebody come meet you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Excellent.
Of course.
Thank you.
And so he leads you down a couple flights of stairs, and he brings you to your rooms. And you can tell that the outside of this building does not match the inside of the building, because it seems that it's very fancy. Like, no cost was too great for the Magnusons, because this place is just like super embezzled. It's like,
Looks like it's bigger on the inside.
yeah, it's that, and everything's just like state of the art and new and fancy looking. It's like the definition of luxury for the late 19th century. Like, that's how nice this room looks.
Okay.
And
What does Amanda think of all this?
Amanda is probably just jotting down all this stuff in her notes. Like, let's see, spends all their money on useless garbage, and then writes, yeah.
All bling. All bling, no basics.
Yeah, but Amanda is keenly watching for what's happening right here, and so it's not long after you guys get settled in your room that there's a knock at your door, and there's as you, or I assume you're answering the door, right?
Yep.
Okay. So on the other end of your door there is a small little gangly-looking guy, and he introduces himself, and he says, "Hi, my name's Linus. I'm the tour guide."
Hi.
Tour guide.
Yes, you
Hi,
requested
tour
a
guide.
tour of the mine, did you not?
Yes.
Yes, we did. I totally remember this
everyone-
conversation.
Great.
Not everyone needs to go if you don't want to, of course.
I am not sacrificing splitting the party.
So, I can take you at either 1 or 2 p.m., but I must tell you that there is a special dinner tonight being held for all of our guests. So, 7 o'clock is the time for that, so please do not be late.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Suppose.
And so Linus, he gives you the option of either 1 or 2 p.m. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. But we'll say...
We'll go with the 2 o'clock.
Yep, that sounds good.
Yes.
2 o'clock it is then. I'll see you right at 2 o'clock. Don't be late. I please do not be late. He seems like rather worried about being late. Like he's making...
We will not be late. We can assure you we keep pretty good time on things.
Great. I'll see you soon then.
Thank you.
Please feel free to get settled in, and I'll be back to get you.
Sounds good.
Yes. Good. Just it's like yeah, see, it's like he wanna not close the door in front him, but it's like he wanna do this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else want to do anything before the next part?
Nope.
Okay.
Can we call it here, or
If you, I mean, if
just for
you have-
I mean, it has been an hour and a half, so
yeah, I mean, if you want to.
is anybody else?
More to the.
I mean, I don't know.
the next
We
part.
probably just going to do some exploration before the next day, which I think we could
Yeah.
squeeze in a half hour. But if
Would.
you can't do it, then that's fine. I mean,
I'm just wanting to make sure, because if we do some exploration and something happens without Doc here, I feel like she'd be missing out.
That's a good
Oh
point
well,
too.
it makes sense.
Just trying to make sure that everybody's included.
Yep.
oh yeah,
Okay, I think
So.
we can.
Is it okay with everybody else if we call it here then?
Yes, I don't have problems with this.
I think that's fair. That's fine. If you guys want to do that, I'm okay with whatever you'd like.
yeah.
Okay.
And so I'll post the XP stuff in the chat for you guys. I know that
Cool.
you guys didn't really do much, but it's
We did encounter a basin,
You did. That's true.
but it's a previously known basin, so
Yeah. So that's okay though. But we'll.
She's
Okay.
evolving though.
she is evolving. That is
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, you did notice that. She seems to be changing, and
Like
becoming
a
more
like a
feral looking.
Pokemon. or
I
something.
really forget the name. It's like Lisa. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, who is Lisa again? we.
Lisa
I remember.
Johansson.
Yes, the giver start to do fireballs. I know that this is the wizard. It's like a wizard, no?
That's Lisa right there.
Okay.
Well, what she used to look like anyway. Yeah,
Right.
back when she was
Um,
just a waitress.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe she awakes a giant and she say, "Hey, you can help me, people. I really wanna die. I really want you die."
Okay.
She's gone a little more dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's not by choice though.
Yes, it's like I feel it's like you are my last hope, Kai
Well-
Kenobi.
She must be pretty desperate if she's coming for you guys for help. The one group
Yeah.
that has the capability of
Oh.
getting rid of her. But
Yeah. It's Kainobi.
Yep.
Okay.
So we can.
Obi-Wan, I know.
Yeah. So we'll call
I
it
see
here.
how
that
I
way-
see what you did.
So we'll call it
What was
here.
that?
That way Avery isn't missing out on all the fun.
Sounds like a plan.
But
Yep.
yeah, so from here on, you guys will be doing the investigation parts. You'll be going through your POIs
Cool.
and doing all sorts of clue gathering and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we'll save that
Cool.
for there. Oh, Ayla, you said that your brother has a birthday next week on
Yes.
Saturday. All right,
Yes,
and
his first birthday.
your brother's birthday is that at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night, or are they? Okay.
Yes, most probably we're gonna be we're gonna end super late.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. We'll figure it out when we get closer to that date. But if if not everybody's here, I think we can just wait until everybody's here because you guys are on the last leg of your journey here, and this is going to be all sorts of different lore drops happening soon. So just make sure that
Yep.
everybody's here for it.
This part
Sounds
is
good.
Okay.
Cool.
necessary. We are all together.
Yep. Want to make sure
Yeah.
you guys are all enjoying the last bit of fun here.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna ask a last thing.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a possibility we can for this last mystery use the PFT. I do. I do. I guess this in general because mental and amenary is here. Like
I'm not sure I
Or-
understand what you're asking.
if if you guys wanna use the PFP for this.
Oh, the profile pictures for
Oh yeah,
the.
yeah. Yeah, if anybody wants me to
Yeah.
set that up, I can change it for them. I forgot to
Yeah.
ask.
That would be
about
really
that.
cool, actually. I totally forgot that you had made those and you had been posting about them the entire time. I am so sorry, Jace.
Yeah, so anybody who wants to use them, I can set them up for you. Just let me know.
That would be really cool.
Okay.
Why
Well,
James in this Bison world not exist a sword, a magic sword? Oh.
all right. I will change Kai's. It sounds like he's on board. Ingrid, do you want to keep your original picture, or do you want to use? The
No,
other one?
we can change them. We'll have a
Okay.
consistent look. Is good.
All right, sounds good. I'll change you and Kai. I'll wait till Avery decides, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah,
Cool.
and
Sounds good to
maybe
me.
for Monday I have Jace.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
it's funny how he isn't he passed to be a man with a wizard, a mage, a cheap mage, and right now he looks like you wanna be a part of a cult and say, "Woo."
He kind of reminds me of Jace Bellerin from Magic the Gathering.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Red Jace.
Yep. So yeah, the art's really cool though. I like the style. It's neat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah, I'll change your profile pics. We'll do that, and we'll reconvene when everybody's ready to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, good game, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Shadow.
everyone. Thank you, Shadow.
No problem.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yep.
You as well.
Hey, Shadow, I
Yeah.
just wanted to
Oh.
ask you something.
Sure.
Just double check
What's up?
something before I head out. No, I was just kind of curious. It's just other general stuff. Just I don't know. It's just kind of curious, like because I know it's been pretty hot out there and on the East Coast or
Yeah,
or
been very
the
hot.
eastern half of the continent anyway, which is usually what I think of the East Coast.
sorry
Anything
for-
east of the Mississippi is basically East Coast to me.
Well, that is correct. That would be considered East Coast, yeah. But yeah, it's been exceptionally hot these past couple weeks, honestly. Like we had, it's actually I think Thursday we're supposed to get like almost 100 degrees, and
Oh my gosh, it still hasn't cooled off yet. Wow.
well today wasn't
oh.
bad. Today was like around
Oh, okay.
80 something, so it was pretty comfortable. But
Mm-hmm.
I had my work vacation last week, so
Nice.
sorry, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, and I opened up my pool, so that's been keeping us cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's helpful.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I was just wanted to check because don't get a chance to just check in and see how things are going.
How about on your side?
No, it's been much cooler here because I live close to the water, so like it's still been like
Sorry, I'm gonna
like-
say
it's usually like mid to upper 70s during the day and then like getting down to the mid 60s at night. So
Oh, that sounds perfect, though. That sounds honestly
Yeah.
like my kind of weather, because like I
yeah,
sweat
it is. It
if
is
it's, like,
nice.
anything above like 75 degrees, I start sweating. So that sounds great.
Yeah. Oh no, no, and that's kind of how I grew up too, because like I said, I grew up in Alaska, and so
Yeah.
although I just was like they're really cold, like no bueno. So
Yep.
got to get away from that. But yeah, and we've still been having. We're still getting like the marine layer fog in the morning. So
That must be
So
pretty
which
cool
helps
to
cut
look at,
down.
though.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not like super thick fog. It's just kind of patchy, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's been nice. Usually it doesn't start getting. We usually start getting the hotter weather
August.
uh, like in a couple months. Usually like August and maybe into September.
Yeah.
So
We have months like that too, around August and September in New England, where it just like it's so stinking hot, and I feel like it's just been getting worse every year too.
yeah, well,
I don't remember
yep,
this weather as a kid.
no, it's yeah, and I still talk to my dad. He lives up in Alaska,
Yeah.
and he's and there it's like much more noticeable because
Oh, I
like
bet.
when I grew up, like every winter we would always have. I remember every winter we always had a cold snap where it would never get above 40 below for like an entire week. Like it dipped down to like -50 at night,
Oh, wow.
or so,
That's
and
cold.
I mean it was livable because it wasn't really
It was
windy.
Yeah, it was like a dry, cool air.
It was very
too.
dry and very
Yeah.
still.
Yep.
But very cold
Yeah. I
still,
bet. Sounds like it.
and yeah, it's just miserable. Like you can't, like your fingers ache, and it's like you can't like touch anything metal outside directly, and it's just
That sounds like no fun.
yeah. And so I just kept graduating, but I've always been West Coast, so
Yeah.
I lived in Washington State for quite a while, and then moved down to California.
What's up there, Ailey?
Yes, I'm gonna say thank you for the session.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, sorry. You don't. You're welcome to hang out and chat, but you don't need to.
Oh, yeah,
No.
sorry.
Yeah,
No worries.
I'm gonna end